well. He's put a string of real good games together. Watson doesn't even bother to jump, and DeMille Davis gets the tip off to Abney. Abney being guarded in the early going by Dorenzi, who will have his hands full. Here's DeMille Davis, fakes the three, off to Leandra, pumps a three out of the corner and hits. When Leandra Davis is on from that left side, hitting that perimeter game, the Owls really can light it up. He really adds a dimension which makes the running offense go for the Owls. Here's Watson in the corner looking down low for Craighead. Out high is Vaughn with it. Here's Dorenzi in the corner. Craighead down low. That's Torrey Vaughn. Out to Dorenzi for a three. That's good. Dorenzi from way out. Abney from a long drive out, no good. Rebound out to DeMille Davis. Abney launched that one for about 25 feet. DeMille Davis for a three off the back iron, no good, and a whistle. Offensive position. Dorenzi in the backcourt for Fulton. We're tied at 3. We played a minute here in the first quarter. Dorenzi to the forecourt, working on DeMille Davis. The Owls in that man-to-man defense. 5-second count. Stewart will inbound to DeMille Davis. Fulton has come out in a zone here. No, they're in a man-to-man defense. Here's Leandra. No, they're in a zone. DeMille Davis in the corner. Davis has it out high for the Owls. Fulton comes out in the zone, trying to slow the Owls down a little bit and make them hit from the outside. Abney squares up for a three. Caught it, just shot the ball over Dorenzi and hits. We've had 3 baskets in the game, all 3-pointers. Here's Deion Vaughn with it, in the lane to Watson, who couldn't get it to go. Here's Craighead with a shot, that's no good. Ball is tapped out of there by Harper, but right into the hands of Deion Vaughn, the sophomore. Top of the circle, Dorenzi. Dorenzi against DeMille Davis. Dorenzi is bumped by Davis as he tried to go to the baseline. Torrey Vaughn inbounds to Dorenzi. Dorenzi almost lost it. Off to Watson, top of the circle. Watson's had 3 30-plus point games this season, so he can be awful good or awful cold. He's averaging 16 points a game. Craighead for a 3-pointer, no good. Harper skies for the board off to Davis. Davis pops a 3-pointer at the line, no good. Rebound to Ewart, down low, laid up, no good. Ewart for another try, good. Daryl Davis wanted a foul on the Owls over the back, but none was coming. And back comes Deion Vaughn to the forecourt. Vaughn drives into the paint, lay it up right hand, good. His first 2 of the night. Leandra Davis pumps another 3. This one's an air ball, and coming out of there with it will be Deion Vaughn. Vaughn back for Fulton. Vaughn drives around Davis into the paint, puts it up over Ewart, in and out, no good. Rebound comes out to Leandra Davis. Leandra Davis blows by Dorenzi, goes in, lay it up, no good. Rebound, and a whistle. And a technical foul going to be. Davis got the technical, he clapped his hands. DeMille Davis, 9-5, Marshall with the lead. Second one by DeMille, swish. Points, and then the Owls get the possession. Here's DeMille Davis, top of the circle, against the freshman, Craighead. Here's Leandra Davis to Abney, to Leandra, shoots a 3 over Watson, good. Leandra Davis pumps a second 3. Runs into a screen in the back. Here's Dorenzi in the front court. Dorenzi, bounce pass in the corner to Torrey Vaughn. Here's Dorenzi, top of the circle. Deion Vaughn in the lane, goes up with a right-hand shot, no good. Rebound, Telly Harper. Out to Abney. Abney, outlet pass to DeMille Davis. Fakes the 3, off to Abney. Abney, bullet pass inside for Harper. Spins and shoots over Watson, good. Telly gets his first 2. The Owls lead quickly by 10. 15-5 in the opening quarter. In the corner with it, Craighead. Craighead bounce pass for Watson in the paint. Watson double pumps, puts it up, no good. Rebound, Telly Harper again. Out to Wydell Harris. Harris streaks the bucket, lays it up and couldn't get it to go. Rebound coming out of there is Torrey Vaughn. Vaughn dribbles in the paint against 3 men. His shot is blocked by Abney. Abney with the rejection. Joe leads the break to Davis. Davis goes baseline, floater in the lane, good! Coach Daryl Davis wants a timeout. Oh, this Marshall rock it down a little bit here. Fulton Fulton gets the ball after the timeout. Watson in the paint, tries to get it back, loses it to Leandra Davis. To Abney, to the trailer, Harper slams it. And then they're going to get a technical on Harper for, they're going to call a technical foul, and Craighead will shoot the technicals, and he hits the first ball game. One against Daryl Davis of Fulton, the Hornet coach. Dion Vaughn to Dorenzi in the backcourt. Dorenzi streaks to the forecourt, off to Watson, down low over Hewitt, no good. Rebound, though, by Tori Vaughn, who lays it up and in. DeMille Davis to the front court, quickly to Leandra Davis. Leandra's shot a couple of air balls already. Abney, though, saves it inbounds to Harper, who lays it up and in. Joe Abney does a lot more for this basketball team than just shoot three-pointers, folks, I want to tell you. He really hustled and snuck in there and saved that ball to Harper, who had an easy layup. Here's Watson in the corner to Craighead. He goes baseline, shoots over Abney, missed it. Rebound, though, weak side by Tori Vaughn. Shot rejected by Harper, but then Watson cleans up the garbage down low and gets the easy rebound and stick back. Watson with his first two. Here's Harper. Down low, pass to Leandra Davis, tipped out of bounds. NFL player Tony Galvin. Here's Abney off a screen for a three-pointer, no good. Fitzgerald gets the stick back, he can't get it. And Tori Vaughn to Dion Vaughn. On the run, bounce pass to Watson, who lays it up and in. DeMille Davis to Abney to the forecourt. Abney throws up a bomb from way out, it's no good. Rebound taken out of there by Tori Vaughn. Lead pass stolen away by Davis. DeMille Davis with the steal for the Owls. Davis off to Leandra Davis, spots up for a three, missed it. Rebound, Fitzgerald battling for it along with Watson. He couldn't get a hand on it. Here's Tori Vaughn, lead pass to Craighead down low, goaltending. It's a 6-point game. Marshall led by a dozen just a few minutes ago. Davis over to Wydell Harris to Abney. Abney for a three out of the corner, switch. He's got 6 points. The Owl lead is 9 again. Here's Galbraith to the forecourt. Dorenzi was out of the game. He's getting ready to come back in. Watson throws up a wild shot over Fitzgerald, no good. Rebound Tori Vaughn, who's been making a living on the east side, on the weak side, but he missed that one. Here's DeMille Davis in the paint, forces one up, no good. There's Copeland fighting for it, but Dion Vaughn gets it. Vaughn leads the attack, 2-on-1. Down low to Galbraith, throws it up, no good. Rebound Wydell Harris, look out. Harris gonna go down, and he missed the dunk off the back iron. Holy smokes, that kid can get up. And with the basketball is Dion Vaughn off to Torrey in the corner, shoots over Copeland, in and out, no good. Rebound comes out of there, Copeland has it. To DeMille Davis, up to Harris. Harris stops, throws one up, no good, but a foul. It's over people. Missed. Harris will get another one. It's in the air, off the back iron, he missed them both. Fulton gets the ball back, down by 9. Here's Dorenzi back in the ball game to the Watson. Watson working that baseline, puts it up and missed another one. Gets his own rebound, he walks. Coach Kevin Hart wants to play all of his seniors as much as he can here on senior night. Jason Brock is in, but the Owls' first objective is to win the game. Here's Leandra Davis down low to Copeland. Ball back. Abney trying to get it in, does so to Copeland. To Leandra Davis. Leandra goes down low, double dribble the ball over. Dion Vaughn in the backcourt against Harris. Harris trying to pick his pocket. There's only 5 seconds left to play in the quarter. Here is Vaughn going down, lays it up, spun out on him, no good. Rebound Tori Vaughn. Inbounds in the backcourt to Craighead. Back to Dorenzi. Dorenzi just a junior. Coach Daryl Davis believes his team next year will be one to really reckon with in the conference. He only loses one senior. Here's Dion Vaughn out of the corner for a jumper. He is smooth. He's got 4 points. Leandra Davis shoots a three off the mark, no good. The Owls are pretty cold with as the Owls get the ball back. Here's Harper out in three-point land. He elevates over Watson, in and out, no good. Rebound Ewert down low. Brad turns in the paint, no good. Rebound by Harper. Kelly puts it up, good. Kelly's got 8. Here's Dorenzi to the forecourt. The Owl lead is 9 again. DeMille Davis, ball stolen away by Leandra Davis. Davis goes down, lays it up, good. A steal and a bucket for Leandro. The Owl lead is 11. Terenzi in the backcourt. Double team. Gets rid of it to Dion Vaughn. Vaughn to the forecourt. Lost it, but it's picked up by Craighead, who drives in, no good. Rebound taken out of there by DeMille Davis. They are letting them play. Here's DeMille Davis. Top of the circle. Goes inside. Lays it up and in. You're listening to KMMO AM 1300 Marshall. Pat Duncan with you from a packed house here at Marshall High School tonight. Here's Terenzi for a three-point bomb. That's no good off the inbounds pass. Abney back for the Owls. Lead pass to Telly Harper, who shoots a jumper and hits it. Say Harper's foot was on the line. He's got 10. We mentioned he continues to string games together as the Owls get ready for district play. There's Dion Vaughn out high to Terenzi. Terenzi against DeMille Davis. In the corner, Watson. Watson goes through the lane, almost lost it. Double team, shot blocked by Harper, gets it back. Watson's a gamer, I'll tell you that. Here is Terenzi to Watson at the foul line, goes inside, back out for a jumper by Moore. It's no good. Abney tips the rebound out to DeMille Davis. Davis goes in between two players, lay it up, no good. Rebound tapped up and in by Telly Harper. Harper squeezed his body in there and got the offensive tip. With the basketball is Dion Vaughn. In the middle, Watson against Stewart, spins, puts it up right hand, good. Watson has half a dozen, and back come the Owls. Here's Abney. Abney shoots from the baseline from 12, no good. Rebound taken out of there by Watson. Watson off to Terenzi. Terenzi looks up the court, then stops at the three-point arc in front of the Owl bench. Corner left, in the middle for Watson for a jumper, good. Someone laid off him in the paint. He's got 8 points. Here's DeMille Davis. Davis down the lane, throws up a floater. They're going to wave off the basket and call an offensive foul. Top of the circle, Terenzi in the corner, new player in the game for Fulton. Here's a shot blocked away as Harper stuffed Moore. Back comes DeMille Davis. Davis to Abney, shoots a three over Terenzi, it's short. But Abney for 3 free throws, second one, good. Abney for his third free throw. Nothing wrong with Telly Harper's game tonight. He has been magnificent here in the early going. Here's Dion Vaughn going from coast to coast on the inbounds pass and laying it up and in. He's got half a dozen. Back comes DeMille Davis. Davis off to Leandro Davis for a three, count it. Left him all alone. That's his third. Now a steal in the backcourt by DeMille Davis. Off to Leandro Davis. He backs up to the three-point line and missed it. Rebound tapped up by Abney, no good. But DeMille Davis comes out of the pack. DeMille Davis throws up a three-pointer. That bumps the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Dion Vaughn. Vaughn will take it himself. Off to Moore. Short jumper in the lane, good. David Moore gets his first two. Back comes DeMille Davis. Off to Leandro Davis. Leandro takes another three. That one's short. Rebound taken out of there by Moore. Here is Vaughn down the lane. Lost it. Torrey Vaughn back in the game. Gets the loose ball off to Moore. To Terenzi. Watson out of the game now for Fulton. Down low. Vaughn turns. Puts it up good. That's Torrey Vaughn. He's got 4 points in the game. DeMille Davis of the forecourt. Off to Leandro Davis. Down low to Harper. Telly almost lost it, then shoots over Moore. It's short. Rebound taken out of there by Torrey Vaughn. Off to Terenzi to the forecourt. And long. The Owls, Leandro Davis, Telly Harper, and DeMille Davis will sit down. Here's Brock with a steal for the Owls in the middle to Copeland. Aaron spins in the lane, no good. Rebound coming out of there with it. And here's Copeland trying to dive for the loose ball. Here's Watson for Fulton, 2-on-2. Shoots at the foul line over Ewart, no good. Rebound, though, comes out to Moore for Fulton. Moore, corner right, off to Dion Vaughn. He'll drive to the foul line, throws one up from there, missed it badly. But Watson gets the rebound, throws it up, that's no good. Rebound by Brock. Brock double team in the backcourt, gets it off to Ewart. Ewart to Wydell Harris. Harris off to Abney. Abney drives on Moore. Now gets out to the three-point line. Now shoots a three-pointer. No good. Rebound, battle for Torrey Vaughn saves it. They're going to say his foot was on the line. Harris gives the ball to Brock. Brock, top of the circle. Off to Abney for a three-pointer. Good again. Abney with 10 on the night. 3 from three-point land, and back comes Smith with it for Fulton. Smith with 2 minutes left to play and a half. Off to Watson, double team along the baseline. Off to Moore, in the middle though. Craighead finds himself open for a 10-foot jumper, but he missed it. Rebound by Copeland off to Brock. Brock over the timeline to Abney. Over to Fitzgerald. Grant wants to drive. Abney gets a kick-out pass, shoots a 3 and missed it. Rebound down low. Copeland working hard, couldn't get it to go. But Aaron picks up his first foul. Copeland missed. The second one by Copeland is good. Aaron hits 1 of 2, and it's a 17-point ball game. The Owls have the lead. Top of the circle, Watson has it, wants to drive, thinks better of it. Now he puts it on the floor, shoots over Fitzgerald, no good, and a whistle. Watson will be at the line. 15-point game. Good again. Watson has 10 points. Back on the Owls. Minute 25 left to play in the first half. Here's Brock to the forecourt for Marshall. The only starter on the floor right now for the Owls is Abney. Here's Wydell Harris in the corner against Craighead. Over to Brock in three-point land. Around a screen. There's Abney open for a 3. Shoots over Brooke Dorenzi. Good. Bill's got 4 threes and 13 here in the opening half. Here's Clint Smith in the backcourt. Smith to the forecourt. Off to Brooke Dorenzi. Shoots out of the corner. Missed everything. There's Torrey Vaughn on the weak side. Shoots over Copeland. No good. Rebound Fitzgerald. Off to Wydell Harris. Harris picks up the ball. Harris into the lane. Off to Brock. To Abney. Abney for another 3. In and out. No good. Rebound taken out of there by Torrey Vaughn. Off to Smith. Smith to the forecourt. Smith against Brock. Smith right-hand dribble between the two circles. Off to Craighead. Down low Watson. Shoots from an impossible angle. Missed it. Rebound Copeland. Off to Abney. To Harris. Look out! He slams it. And we're going to have a technical foul called on Wydell Harris for hanging onto the rim. What's going on here? We'll shoot 2 free throws. Get another free throw. It's good. Craighead has hit 4 free throws on technical. 26 seconds left to play in the half. Here's Clint Smith. Owls in a zone here. Kaufman back in the game. DeMille Davis is back in. Here's a jumper, no good. Rebound by Torrey Vaughn in the middle for Craighead. He missed another one. Rebound Jimmy Hoffman. 14 seconds left to play in a half. Brock to the forecourt for Marshall. Brock streaks into the middle, goes down low, lost play in a half. Deion Vaughn across the timeline into the paint. Down low to Torrey Vaughn, lays it up and in, and that'll end the first half. Hits the free throw. Deion has 9, and Fulton quickly cuts into that lead. Here's Telly Harper going to the hole, lays it up and in. Off the pass from DeMille Davis. And now we got a travel in the back. Telly's high water mark on the season is 30. He got that in the win over Moberly. Here's Torrey Vaughn with some problems with one of his shoes. To Leandra Davis. Davis open for a 3 out of the corner. Swish. Leandra Davis with a pretty looking jump shot. He's got 14. Here's Deion Vaughn to the forecourt. Vaughn against DeMille Davis. Pass is tipped by Leandra Davis. Here's Deion Vaughn with it. Pass is tipped again by Davis, but Dorenzi comes up with the loose ball. Down low in the lane. Torrey Vaughn couldn't have it. Watson tried to save it. 7 minutes left to play in the third quarter. The Owl lead is 18. Here's DeMille Davis to Leandra Davis. Davis to Telly Harper. Harper skies over Torrey Vaughn, shoots it from the foul line, no good. Rebound tipped up by DeMille Davis, no good. And then Telly Harper for a second try, that didn't go. Back with it is Dorenzi. Dorenzi to Deion Vaughn. Down low to Craighead, who puts it up and in. Craighead got loose in the paint. It's a 16-point lead. Here's DeMille Davis. Off to Ewart. Ewart, he'll shoot the 3 from there, but doesn't. Here's Abney. Abney out high to Telly Harper. Skies over Torrey Vaughn, misses the jumper. Rebound by Watson. Watson down low. Gets it off to Deion Vaughn in the backcourt. Vaughn against Leandra Davis, almost a steal. Here is Vaughn, top of the circle. Dorenzi against DeMille Davis. In the paint to Watson, shoots over Ewart, in and out, back in. Watson's a real lunch bucket type player, but he gets his points. Here's Abney spinning to the hoop, throws it up right hand, no good. Rebound by Jason Watson. Watson out to Dorenzi. The Owl lead is down to 14. Dorenzi with the basketball. Dorenzi in the front court against DeMille Davis. Wing right side, Watson against Ewart. There's a tip pass, but Deion Vaughn gets it in the paint, puts it up, missed it. Rebound by Harper, out to Leandra Davis. Davis stops near the foul line. Left, off to Ewart, over to Abney. Abney doesn't shoot the three, backs it on Dorenzi, goes in the paint, throws up a floater from 12, no good. Rebound by Telly Harper, good again. Harper making a living on the inside on those offensive rebounds. He's got 18 in the ball game. Here's Dorenzi, spins on DeMille Davis in the forecourt, drives into the paint, throws up a floater over Ewart and gets it to go. Wasn't the most graceful move, but Dorenzi got it to go down. DeMille Davis for a three-pointer, that doesn't go. Rebound by Watson. Watson out of there to Dorenzi. Fulton can get a little closer. Here's Watson, spins, turnaround jumper in the lane over Ewart, no good. Rebound though, Torrey Vaughn had his pass tipped away, stolen away by Telly Harper, who feeds a pass to DeMille Davis, who lays it up and in. I was watching Dorenzi, who really went down hard, but he's got the ball now. I guess he's all right. Davis gets the bucket on the assist by Harper. There's a pass down low. Watson in the baseline right. Gets it down over Ewart again. Teams just trading buckets here. There's a three-point try by Abney, and out no good. Rebound by Deion Vaughn. Vaughn quickly for Fulton to the forecourt. Vaughn floats inside. Torrey Vaughn's left wide open and lays it up and in. I think Coach Kevin Hart wants to get a timeout. Which the boys over on the bench. Aaron Copeland's in the ball game for the Owls. Telly Harper is taking a rest. The other four starters still in there. Here's DeMille Davis, goes down the lane, throws up a floater and hits it in off the glass. Davis with 10. And in the backcourt with it is Clint Smith's in the ball game, up to Watson. Watson to the foul line, shoots over Ewart and hits again. Watson with 16 points. Back comes Abney. Abney shoots a three over Clint Smith. Swish. Abney, good recognition. He got a smaller plane on him and just shot over him from the three-point stripe. Here's Smith against DeMille Davis. Davis got to be careful. He's got 3 fouls. Here's Deion Vaughn in the corner. Watson. Nice pass to a cutting Craighead. The way these two teams get up and down the court, you can cut into that lead in a big hurry. Craighead hits the first one. He's got 9 in the game. He's 5 of 5 from the stripe. Finally missed one. Rebound, though. Moore has it. Puts it up and in. That's a big play. Now it's a 12-point game. Here's Abney. Looking inside. Here is Ewart with it. Over to Wydell Harris. Off to Abney. Leaves it top of the circle to Brock. Brock against Craighead, the freshman. Brock with the basketball off to Copeland. Copeland against Moore. Over to Ewart. Ewart foul line right against Watson. Looks inside, puts it on the floor, goes inside, lays it up, no good. Rebound taken out of there by Craighead. Just a freshman playing at the varsity level for Fulton. There's Clint Smith. You don't see that too much in 3A ball. Here's Smith. Top of the circle, off to Vaughn, had his shot rejected, gets it right back though, throws it up no good. Rebound by Watson, count the run thus far against Fulton. Here's Abney in the corner, Brock. Brock goes baseline, throws it up, he's fouled from behind by Craighead. He's 18. Brock missed second free throw on the way, good. Jason gets his first point of the night, and here's Deion Vaughn against Wydell Harris. Vaughn streaks to the forecourt, down the paint, lays it up, missed it. Rebound by Abney. Abney to the forecourt for the Owls. Abney right-hand dribble, wants to shoot the three but doesn't. Here's Brock off to Abney. Abney around a Brock screen, pumps up a triple and hits it. Abney with 19, 6 threes on the night. Here's Deion Vaughn to the forecourt. Cross-court pass to Clint Smith to a cutting Watson. Shoots a tough shot, partially blocked by Harper. Here's Copeland with the rebound off to Abney. Abney lead pass to Harris. Harris goes down, lay it up, and a blocking foul. Wydell Harris, the first one in the air, short. Rebound comes out to Harris, though, at the top of the circle. Harris down the paint, throws one up, no good. Rebound, Craighead with the rebound for Fulton. Can't get rid of it. Now finds Clint Smith. Fulton's got a 3-on-2. Smith will back it out, though, as the Owls caught up on defense. Minute 35 left to play in the third quarter. Here's Dion Vaughn against Stewart. Goes in the lane, left hand, puts it up, blocked by Brad, and taken out of there by Leandra Davis. Not a good play by the Fulton sophomore that time. Leandra Davis for a 3, no good. Rebound taken out of there by Watson. Watson out to Smith. 15-point margin for the Owls here. A minute 10 left to play in the third quarter. Clint Smith against Brock. Off to Dion Vaughn. Vaughn back out to Smith. Smith in the corner to Watson. Watson against Telly Harper. Watson off to Dion Vaughn. Over to Watson along the baseline. Puts it up, no good. Rebound by Harper. Off to Wydell Harris. Harris cuts to the hoop. Foul called. Bounce pass. Gets it to Copeland, to Jimmy Hoffman. Off to Abney against, over a screen by Copeland. Missed it. Rebound. Copeland battles. Back. Now a steal in the backcourt by Copeland to Brock, who puts it up and in. Great play by Aaron Copeland, who darted in to tip the pass to Brock, who got the deuce. 30 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Clint Smith for a 3, good. Here's Abney for a bomb from the outside. That rims out on him. Rebound by Moore. Long lead pass to Torrey Vaughn. Knocked away by Jason Brock. Brock back for the Owls. 10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Hands out as if to say what's going on. Here's Moore. Gets it into Torrey Vaughn. 10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Here's Dion Vaughn against Hoffman. Vaughn, cross-court pass. Craighead shoots a 3 over Abney. No good. That ends the quarter. Is the only non-starter out there for Fulton. Here's Watson, who's back in the ball game. Over to Smith. Smith can hit that 3, and Fulton's probably going to need some if they want to get back in it. Here's DeMille Davis with a steal on Smith. Spins in the lane, puts it up and in. DeMille Davis back in the game with the 4 fouls, made the steal. Back comes Dion Vaughn. Vaughn into the paint, had it stripped away. Here's Ewart up to Abney. Abney will take it himself. Good. That's Joe's first 2-pointer of the night. He's got 21 on the evening. Coach Darrell Davis being down by 14. They're now down by 18. Here's Dion Vaughn, the sophomore, off to Clint Smith. Smith against DeMille Davis. Here's Watson against Stewart in the paint. Puts it up. Good. Watson's been able to make that all night. He's got 20. The Owl lead is 16. DeMille Davis off the Telly Harper to Wydell Harris in the ballgame now for Leandra. There's a lob into Harper. Missed connections. Telly, though, gets it back, puts it up and missed it again. And now a whistle and a foul. Run that alley-oop play, but the pass was off the mark. Here is Clint Smith. Breezes his way to the fourth quarter off the Craighead. Top of the circle, Dion Vaughn. In the corner, Watson. Watson directing traffic, drives on Ewart, goes inside, reverse layup, missed it. Rebound by Abney. Abney looks up court, then he'll dribble to the forecourt right hand. Then he'll shoot a long 3 over Vaughn, no good. Rebound tipped up and in by Leandra Davis. Leandra with 16, the Owl lead is 18. Dion Vaughn being hounded as he gets to the forecourt. Behind the back, the sophomore kills the dribble. Now he's in trouble, gets it off to Watson in 3-point land, circle right. Off to Dion Vaughn against Leandra Davis. Dion Vaughn, Craighead flashes inside, had his shot blocked away from behind by Ewart, gets his own rebound but missed it. Ewart works the glass for the Owls off to Abney. To DeMille Davis. DeMille Davis with the dribble, cross hands off to Abney. Abney around a DeMille Davis screen, floats it inside, puts it up and missed it. Rebound by Dion Vaughn. Vaughn back for Fulton. The Owl lead is 18. Vaughn over to Craighead. Clock is eating away here against Fulton. Torrey Vaughn looks inside, nothing doing. Here's a steal by Telly Harper. Look out. He goes down, lays it up and in. Harper could have slammed it, but didn't. And back comes Clint Smith. I'm sure that here's another steal at midcourt by DeMille Davis. Davis down low to Abney, lay it up and in. Well, the Owls have put a hole into this one. They lead by 22 as Marshall's defense has taken a toll on Fulton here in this fourth quarter. Here's Watson with a jumper at the foul line, no good. Rebound by Abney. Abney on a roll, down low to Leandra Davis. Davis with the basketball off to Abney. Joe in the paint, spins on Watson, lays it up and in. What a move by Abney. He spun to his left and laid it in off the glass. Joe's got 25. That's his average on the season. Here's Smith off to Watson. Watson in the lane, throws it up with the right hand. Count the Batson at the foul line. Got it. Along right side of the baseline. He's getting them back now, but the Owls have a 21-point bulge to work with. Here's Brad Ewart off to Leandra Davis, spins in the lane, puts it up left hand, no good. Rebound by Telly Harper, reverse layup, that won't go. Here's Harper and Harris going up for it. Harper saves it, inbounds to DeMille Davis. DeMille Davis, top of the circle. Fulton's in a man-to-man. The Owls will probably chew this up. Here's DeMille Davis, goes to the hole, throws up a shot over Vaughn, doesn't go. Rebound by Watson. Watson off to Dorenzi. Dorenzi looks up court, directing traffic. Bounce pass, wing right to Moore, to Watson. Throws up a right-handed hook shot, no good. Rebound tipped out of there and comes out to Harris. Harris to DeMille Davis. Davis streaks to the hole, no good, and a whistle. Blocking foul going to be called. We'll have to do something to get over 100. Second one, good again. Too much help. Here's Dorenzi for Fulton to the forecourt. Dorenzi with the ball. The Owl lead is 23. And here's DeMille Davis, the little water bug out there. And there's Dion Vaughn to Dorenzi. Here's Dorenzi, Jared Dorenzi. Nice pass inside, but a better play by Copeland to knock it away to Harris. Nice bounce pass to DeMille Davis down low, but he walked. And here's Dion Vaughn back for Fulton. 3:30 left to play in the ball game. Here's Dorenzi off to Moore. Cross-court pass picked off by Copeland. Copeland to Leandra Davis. Goes to the hole, lays it up and in. Now he missed it. Rebound comes out of there. Brock off to Watson. Watson will go down. He is hammered from behind. First free throw by the senior. Good. And when I say that kind of, Grant Fitzgerald is back in. We may have seen the Owl regulars for the night, although I'm sure they're going to get one more foul here this evening, I would think. Here's Fitzgerald pumping the three-pointer in. Grant at 6'2", if you leave him out there, he'll kill you from that three-point line. Here's Dorenzi against Brock. Off to Craighead. Tough shot in the lane, no good. Rebound by Fitzgerald out to Brock. Brock, lead pass to Hoffman. Jimmy shows up one from the baseline, too strong. Rebound, Copeland. That's no good. Rebound comes out of there. Copeland's able to run it down for the Owls and fires up a three-pointer and missed it. Rebound, Wydell Harris, good. Wydell has 5. The Owl lead is 26. 89-63, 2.5 left. Here's Dion Vaughn. Vaughn to Watson in the middle, finger roll, good. Watson with 26. Here's Wydell Harris going to the hole. Back pass for Copeland. Copeland never saw it. Here's Vaughn going down, lays it up left hand, good. Dion Vaughn gets it to go. He's got 11. It's like watching a tennis match. Here's Hoffman in the middle to Copeland in the lane, a little leaner, no good. Foul. Here's Copeland with the free throw, good. 28. Copeland hits them both. Fulton was right into this game. They were only down by 10 midway through the third quarter, but the Owls, after a timeout, came out and played some defense and took the game away from Fulton here in this fourth period. 1:35 left to play in the game. Here is in the middle, Craighead throws it up and off the glass. You're going to hear a lot about him in the years to come in this conference. He's just a freshman. He can play inside, he can go outside. Here's Brock on the inbounds to Hoffman. Jimmy weaves in the lane, throws it up over Craighead and hits. Jimmy Hoffman gets on the scoreboard, the Owl senior. Here is Dorenzi in the backcourt. To the forecourt against Brock. Dorenzi directing traffic around a screen. Nice pickup, though, by Grothaus in the corner. Now Dion Vaughn has it. Dorenzi, top of the circle, Watson. Watson wants to shoot it. He goes in the lane, shoots over Copeland, missed it. Foul called on for 6-point evening here. Free throw, rolls around, no good. Second one on the way. This one's too strong. Rebound, Fitzgerald's able to save it into Copeland. Then Copeland was off balance, couldn't get an outlet pass and lost it to Watson, who gets it out to Dion Vaughn. Vaughn, the top of the circle, off to Craighead, and Fulton is intentionally pulling the ball out here. Playing a little four-corner game, and Fitzgerald, the corner game. In fact, they say it went off an owl player out of bounds. With the basketball out high is Jared Dorenzi. That's exactly what Fulton is doing. And now Lynch in the air. He missed it. Rebound by Copeland. Copeland, lead pass to Bluehorse, stolen away by Dorenzi. And Bluehorse almost knocked the ball away in the backcourt. Well, Jeremy kept up with it and went a full circle and finally got it. He's going to shoot it after all that. He hits a three-pointer. After all that work, Bluehorse hits a three-pointer, and that ends the ball game. Yeah. Telly wins the tip, but it's taken out by Matt Nivens. Nivens, the senior guard for Rockbridge. The Bruins will want to slow it down and get into a half-court game with the Owls if they can. Here's Tolson, top of the circle, over to Nivens. Inside, shot put up, blocked away by Abney, but they're going to call a foul on Abney underneath. First one is in the air, good. We've not seen Abney get into foul trouble this year. We've seen him foul out of the game, but not get into foul trouble, at least early in the contest. Second one by Tyre is good. Chip Tyre hits them both. And back comes DeMille Davis for the Owls, guarded by Nivens. Off to Ewart. Ewart in three-point country. In the middle to Harper. The ball is tipped away, but DeMille Davis recovers it back for the Owls. Belly-to-belly defense for Rockbridge. They lob it inside for Harper. Harper gets it, lays it up, no good. Rebound by Ewart. And a whistle. They're going to call him for steps. Here's Skylar Graves with it against Leandra Davis, a pair of sophomores. Two of the better sophomores in the conference. Maybe the two best sophomores in the conference. Here's Nivens with it, still in backcourt and out of the forecourt. He's against DeMille Davis. They get it off to Tolson. In the middle, Tyre has it. They wing it left side to Nivens. Bounce pass inside, shot over Harper is good by Michael Tolson. Tolson got position along the low block and hit the deuce. Here's Leandra Davis working for a shot along the baseline. Good. Left-hand side of the lane from 10 feet out. It's a 4-2 ball game. The Owls trying to press and pick up the tempo. Here's Graves down low. Had to try to go cross. Just over a minute. Rockbridge leads 4-2. Three-point try from way out. No good. Taken by 4 here at Rockbridge Gymnasium. So the Owls have not played on a floor like this all season long. It's a bit harder on the knees, the ankles. Here's DeMille Davis, out high against Nivens, goes inside, he slips down, and back comes Tyre with it, off the Nivens. Nivens, short jumper in the lane, good. Well, the Owls simply slipped down, Davis did, and Nivens wound up with an easy basket. Here's Ewart at the three-point stripe. Over to Abney. Abney in the middle almost lost it. Gets it back out to Ewart. Off to DeMille Davis. Davis inside the three-point arc. Hits the jumper. The Owls have not been able to get a three off as of yet. Rockbridge is very persistent and staying on the Owls in that three-point line. Here's Nivens to the forecourt, the senior guard. Off to Tyre in three-point country. Wing right side Graves. Wanted to go inside. He slipped a little bit. Regains his balance, though, and gets it out high to Nivens between the two circles. Here's Tyre out high again over to Nivens against DeMille Davis. Nivens, top of the circle off to Stemmons. Stemmons back off to Nivens for a jumper out of the corner. Good again. Matt Nivens has got 4 points. It's an 8-4 Rockbridge lead. Here's the Abney against Graves, the sophomore. Tapes him baseline, goes inside to Harper, but he turned it over. And back comes Rockbridge with it. Nivens in the backcourt. Nivens, a very heady senior guard. Off to Tolson. Top of the circle again, Nivens has it. He's going to slow it down. Here's Skylar Graves against Leandra Davis. Off to Stemmons, to Nivens, almost lost it, but DeMille Davis couldn't quite get to it before Nivens did. Back out to Graves. Graves against Leandra Davis. Graves between the circles, goes inside, had the ball tipped away, but picking the ball up with the left hand, putting it up, no good, is Stemmons. Back comes Abney. Off to Harper. Harper down low to DeMille Davis. And there's going to be a blocking foul call. Blocking foul, and they're going to call a charge on Telly Harper. That's his first foul. Here's Nivens to the forecourt. Nivens around a tire screen, lost it to Leandra Davis, and now we got a whistle and a foul from behind. Owls get it back after the turnover and the foul on Graves. And here's DeMille Davis with it against Matt Nivens. There's a lob to Abney. Abney had to fight to get the ball back, shoots a three and misses. Rebound by Leandra Davis in the paint, good. Davis has got 4 points. It's an 8-6 game. Brian Ash now in the ball game for... So Ash wasn't in very long. Here's Skylar Graves with it for Rockbridge. You're listening to KMO AM 1300 Marshall. The Owls in Columbia against the Bruins here at Rockbridge. Here's Graves with it off to Stemmons out of the corner tire. Over to Nivens. Nivens tries to dribble inside, and then try to throw a pass on the wing into the lane. Davis with the basketball for Marshall against Nivens. Davis in the corner for Leandra Davis for a three. That's short. Ball pops out to to DeMille Davis. Into Abney, who's working down low against a smaller Graves and lays it up and in. Joe gets his first two. Here's Graves speeding to the forecourt. Graves in transition, shot put up, count the bucket, and a foul's going to be called again. It's way short. Rebound comes out to Tolson, over to Nivens. So Rockbridge has the possession. Nivens in the forecourt against DeMille Davis. Over to Tolson, to Tyre, to Graves, off to Brian Ash, to Nivens. They're swinging around the perimeter to Tyre. Tyre, 12 feet side of the lane, swish. Chip Tyre gets his first two of the night, first field goal of the night. Here's Abney against Nivens. Between the legs, double team. Down low to Copeland, ball was knocked away by Tyre, but a foul checks in. Here's Abney in three-point country, shoots a shot over Graves, no good. Joe's forcing it a little bit. Back comes Nivens, 3-on-2. Pulls up for the jumper from 15, it's short. Rebound in the lane on the floor, and Ewart has it, but he's on the floor. It'll be a jump ball. Has things going their way as far as the flow of the game is concerned. The Owls are having to work for everything here on offense. Davis down the paint, puts it up a floater, good. Davis just flew right around Nivens for an easy two. Graves quickly back. Pass into the middle. Shot put up and good by the freshman, Andrew Clark. Back comes Leandra Davis with it. Davis almost lost it, and then a foul's going to be called. No, not a foul. And here's DeMille Davis with it out high. Davis for Marshall with the basketball. Spins, goes inside. He is hammered from behind. Free throw in the air. Good. Guess we should tell you that the Marshall Owl girls finish in a tie with Helias for the North Central Missouri Conference title with a 71-58 win tonight here at Rockbridge. Game prior to this one, DeMille Davis hits them both. It's a 2-point Rockbridge lead. The Owl press in the backcourt. Graves over to Ash, to the freshman Clark. Back to Graves to the forecourt. Graves working on Wydell Harris. Quick on quick there. Here's Corey Hayes with it. Looking inside. Here's Hayes down inside. Pass tipped away by Copeland. And then Hayes in the quarter. Here's Corey Hayes against DeMille Davis. Davis almost a steal at midcourt. Hayes, almost a 5 count, gets it off to Clark in the corner. That's Ash, down to Clark, shoots over Abney, no good. Rebound by Copeland. Copeland gives it up to DeMille Davis, and back come the Owls. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Abney in three-point country against Davis, or rather Graves. Let's see if he takes him to the hole. Goes around him, goes in the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound, fought for, and traveling violation going to be... Leandra gets it into Harris. Harris in the corner being harassed by Tolson. And then he throws the ball into the hands of Graves. Out to Tolson, back to Corey Hayes. Now it's 4 turnovers in the first quarter. Here's Hayes around Davis, into the paint to Graves. Foul line jumper, rolls around, good. Graves gets the hometown roll, and back comes Leandra Davis. And this has pretty much been a Rockbridge sort of pace. There's Abney with 30 seconds spinning at the timeline against Graves. Backs in on the sophomore. Goes in the paint. Puts it up between two players. No good. Rebound. Copeland had it but lost it. Now Graves has it and leads the pass to Clark, who lays it up and in. The sophomore to the freshman, a piece of the future for the Rockbridge Ball Club. There's Abney for a three-pointer, no good. Rebound Fitzgerald. Harris has it, lays it up and in. 2 seconds, one, and that'll be the first quarter. Listening to your sports leader in mid-Missouri, KMMO. Skylar Graves, the freshman Clark, and Stemmons in the ball game for Rockbridge, rather Tolson. Here's Hayes with it against DeMille Davis. The Owls have their starting five in there. Davis almost a steal. Here's Harper with the steal now. Harper goes down, lays it up, missed it. Rebound taken out of there by Clark. Now Rockbridge has some numbers, but Ash will hold it up. In the corner to Graves, goes baseline around Leandra Davis and lays it up and in. Back comes Abney with it. Abney in the corner, Leandra Davis shoots a three over Tolson, misses everything with it. And then Telly Harper inside in the Owls' face and not letting them spot up for those three-pointers. In the backcourt, Nivens. Now to the forecourt, Matt Nivens. Top of the circle, Corey Hayes. So Skylar Graves out of the ball game. Here's Stemmons off on the wing to Hayes. Hayes had a man open but missed him. Here's Nivens over to Ash against DeMille Davis. Down low, shot put up, no good. And Ewart has the rebound for the Owls, off to DeMille Davis. Davis, right wing side, goes baseline, lost it, gets it back. Now down inside to Harper, who was left open, but he couldn't handle the pass. And back comes Rockbridge. 4 on 3. Off to Hayes, down low Clark. We got a whistle. Inbound to DeMille Davis. Davis to the forecourt for the Owls. Around Hayes. Almost lost the ball. Now Nivens on the floor. He walked with it. Nivens don't. Newark gets it into DeMille Davis in the forecourt. 6.5 up to play in the first half. Marshall down by 6. Here's DeMille Davis. Spins. Goes in the lane. Got caught up in the air. And a foul's going to be called against Rock. Has Graves on the bench. Here's Abney. Gets it into Harris along the baseline. Back off to Ewart. To Abney. Abney wants to shoot that three. Now goes in the paint. Puts it up and in. Abney's having to work like the devil to get anything off. Here's Nivens back quickly for Rockbridge to the forecourt. Off to Ash for a jumper. That's way short. Taken out of there by Harper to DeMille Davis for the Owls. Back comes Marshall. Davis with a three-point line. Off to Ewart. Ewart in the paint to Harper. Harper got Ash on his back. Lays it up, missed it. Rebound out down low. Taken by DeMille Davis. Off to Harris. Harris throws up an off-balance shot. Good. Only Harris's leaping ability was able to get him over the 6'2" senior Stemmons. Here's Nivens. I think Harper wanted to dunk it, and then thought better of it and wanted to lay it in and put it up too strong, and it bounced out on him. Here's Nivens in the paint. Down low. Tolson puts it up, no good. Rebound and a whistle. Graves is also back in, gets the inbound, shoots a jumper and misses. Rebound by Harper. Out to Wydell Harris. Harris, what a play, and a block by Allen. Inbound to Leandra Davis for a three, no good. Rebound, batted around, coming out of there with it. Brad Ewart picks up a foul with a... Inbounding the ball is Graves up to Nivens. Nivens goes to the hole and then trying to throw a backward in the ball game. 5 minutes left to play in the half. Marshall down by a deuce. Abney in the corner to Leandra Davis. Lob pass to Abney. Abney goes up. Good. Haven't seen the Owls work that play very much of late, but they got it to go that time. They tie the game. Now Ewart knocks it. Listening to your sports leader in mid-Missouri, KMMO. Take one, Brian. With the basketball, as play is back in, here is Matt Nivens. Nivens in the corner to Tyre. Tyre against Ewart, Owls and a man. Here's Nivens, down inside. Tyre spins in the lane, throws it up over Ewart, missed it. Rebound comes out of there to Harper. Harper back off to Abney. The Owls can take the lead. Here's DeMille Davis. Davis, they give him the baseline. DeMille just goes in and takes it, lays it up and in. No one picked up DeMille Davis. The Owls Owls on an 8-0 run, and they lead 22-20. Nivens in the backcourt against DeMille Davis. Nivens switch hands on the dribble, gives Davis a bit of a shove, no call, almost a walk. Here's Tolson with it. They want to go back inside. Nivens looks for the alley-oop, wasn't there. Here's Graves with it against Leandra Davis, top of the circle. Under 4 minutes left to play in the half. Marshall leads 22-20. Here's Ash down inside the Graves. Has his shot rejected by Ewart. Ball goes out of... Here is Ash, top of the circle. Nivens off to Stemmons in the corner. Ash is left wide open for a jumper and misses it. Rebound Leandra Davis. Here come the Owls. Davis 2-on-3. Blows by Stemmons. Goes to the hole. Lays it up and in. Davis with half a dozen. He's equal coast to coast. Marshall by 4. 3.5 left to play in the first half. Nivens almost had the ball taken away by DeMille Davis. When you dribble the ball right in front of DeMille Davis, you better be careful. Here's Ash out of the corner for another three-point try. This one, hits the iron, hits the glass, and goes down. Back comes Abney for a jumper from the corner. That's no good. Rebound taken out of there by Brian Ash. Off to Graves. Graves in a hurry to the forecourt. Graves runs into Abney. Now in the corner off to Nivens. Owls by a point. That last basket broke a 10-0 Marshall run. Graves top of the circle. Around a screen from Tyre. Now he bounces back outside over to Nivens. Off to Ash for a jumper. The three-point line, good. It's a two-pointer. His foot was on the strike. Rockbridge regains the lead. Abney for a three-point bomb, no good. Rebound by Graves. Graves for Rockbridge. The Owls have but 1 3, or have no threes in the ball game. Here's outside. Harper's on Tolson. They go down inside. Abney picks up a cheap one. That'll be Graves on the inbounds off to Nivens. Out of the corner, Ash shoots over Copeland. This time he missed it. Rebound comes to Harris. Harris for the Owls in the backcourt, gives it up to Abney. Off to DeMille Davis. Davis around Nivens to the baseline. Off to Abney. Abney shoots a three. Good. Joe gets his first three, and back comes Nivens for Rockbridge. The Owls take the lead again, 27-25. The Owls trying to trap Nivens, get it off to Ash. Ash goes down, lays it up, no good. No foul as Copeland got run over. And Ash gets his own rebound and lays it up and in. Look out. Here's DeMille Davis with it. We're tied at 27. Here's Wydell Harris. Harris off to Abney, shoots a three over Davis. It's short. Rebound, fought for. Tyler comes up with it for Rockbridge. 1:20 left to play in this first half. Graves with the basketball. Out to Ash, shoots a three over Abney, missed it. Rebound by Copeland. Off to DeMille Davis. Davis for the Owls, still 1:03 left to play in the half. Davis wants to drive. Off to Abney. Out of the corner for a three, no good, and a whistle. Foul going to be called. He will shoot three from the line. That puts Rockbridge over the limit, but Joe's got to have 3 free throws anyway. He hits the first one. Abney's struggling in the first half, but he still has 10 points. 57 seconds left to play in the half. The Owls have regained the lead. Second one, good. Leandra Davis is going to come in for Joe Abney after this free throw. Abney with 2 fouls. The Owls don't want to get him a third one. Joe hits all 3, does so in the backcourt to Stemmons, back to Bartlett. Bartlett, the junior, off to Nivens. Nivens in the backcourt against DeMille Davis. Tried to pick up a foul on Davis by backing into him once Davis got behind him, but no dish, no soap. They get it off to Nivens in the corner. Down low, Ash shoots over Leandra Davis, good. Ash with 9 points, I think all of them in this quarter. In the corner, Leandra Davis shoots a three over Bartlett, that's no good. Rebound taken out of there by Stemmons. Long lead pass to Bartlett, but he couldn't handle the pass. Third. Owls lead by a point. Here's Davis against Matt Nivens. 15 seconds left to play in the half. Nivens backs off of Davis. Davis goes into the paint, throws up a runner. Good. Still 6 seconds left to play in the half. Here's Nivens in the backcourt. Off to Ash, 2 seconds. From midcourt, a jumper. It's no good. And that ends the first at the break here in Columbia. We'll take a break, be right back. You're listening to your sports list. The starting five for Rockbridge: Nivens, Graves, Stemmons, Tolson, and Chip Tyre. DeMille Davis with the basketball as we start this third quarter against Nivens. Rockbridge in a man-to-man. Davis against Nivens. Abney's trying to post up Graves inside. Over to Ewart. Ewart back off to Harper. Telly goes baseline, shoots over Tolson and missed it. Telly wanted to stay away from the offensive foul and kind of short-armed the ball a little bit, and back comes Graves with it to the forecourt. Graves against this Owl man-to-man. Here's Tyre in the corner against Abney. Over to Graves. Graves bounce pass into Tyre down low. Nice play by Abney to knock it away to Leandra Davis. Davis to the forecourt, gives it up to DeMille Davis. Down low to Harper. Telly in the lane to Ewart. Ewart goes up and missed it. And the foul is going to be called against Rock. Hit a slick spot or a sticky spot on this tartan floor. Ewart misses the first one. Last foul was on Tolson. That's his first. Ewart will get one more. Second one in the air. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Tyre. So the Owls miss a chance there. And here's Graves in the backcourt for Rockbridge. Graves with the basketball. Wing right side. Here's Tyre, top of the circle, off to Graves, downstairs, pass batted away by Ewart, but Graves gets it back. Over to Graves, top of the circle, off to Stemmons. Stemmons to Tyre at the foul line, back off the Nivens. Rockbridge is not going to be in any hurry. That's why if the Owls can build up a little bit of a lead, they can really maybe get the running game intact, because Rockbridge will have to move the ball a little bit more towards the hole, but at this point that is not the case. Here's Graves to Stemmons. Here's Tyre, foul line jumper, that's way short, missed everything. Rebound Ewart. Off to DeMille Davis. Davis in the forecourt for the Owls. Lob in the corner to Harper. Harper elevates over Tyre and hits the jumper from the baseline. Chip Tyre thinks he's going to block his shot out there. Forget about it. Here's Nivens streaking to the... Oh, he fell down. No call, and now DeMille Davis picked... And the ball was there for the taking, and Stemmons came right up and made the play, and then DeMille Davis got the foul. There's a shot in the paint blocked away by Brad Ewart. Here's Abney with the ball for the Owls. Shoots a long three. It's no good. Rebound by Nivens in the paint for Rockbridge. Back come the Bruins. The senior Nivens with the basketball. Off in the corner to Stemmons. Down low. Shot put up by the freshman Clark. He missed it. Rebound taken out of there by Stemmons, who puts it up. He can't get it to go. Both teams ice cold here in the opening few minutes of this third quarter. 5.5 left to play in the quarter. The Owls lead by 5. Here's DeMille Davis on the wing. Harris has it from a pass from Harper. There's a lob to Harper for a dunk. Telly gets his fourth point of the ball game. That wakes up the crowd here to my right from Marshall. Here's Clark. It's a 7-point Marshall lead. Tolson, top of the circle. Off the Nivens. Nivens, the Graves in the paint. Off to Tolson. Puts it up. Missed it. Gets his own rebound, though. He put it up and in. Tolson's got 6 in the game. It's a 6-point Marshall lead. 5-point lead. Here's Ewart for a 3-point try. It's no good. Rockbridge gets it into Graves. Graves, the sophomore. Around a screen to the forecourt, pumps his way into the lane, goes down, laid it up, good. Graves, nobody picked him up, and he rolled right into the paint and laid it up and in. Here's DeMille Davis with it. Davis almost lost it, gives it up to Abney. Over to Wydell Harris, is in the ballgame for Leandra Davis. DeMille Davis against Nivens. DeMille passed up a 3-pointer, dribbling the ball out high. Let's see who the Owls want to go after here. Harper's working down low with the freshman Clark. Abney comes off a screen, misses a 3-pointer. Here's Nivens with it. Long lead pass to Graves ahead of the pack, lay it up and in. The Owls got beat at their own game that time, and it's a 1-point Marshall lead. Davis with it in three-point country. Off to Ewart. Ewart on the wing, left wing to Harris, to Harper. Kelly goes inside, puts it up, missed it. Rebound by Clark. Off to Graves, long lead pass. And a foul going to be called on Ewart as Ash was back in the ball game off the Graves. To Ash in the corner, shoots a three over Leandra Davis. Swish. Ryan Ash has a dozen. Rockbridge has run off 9 in a row. Leandra Davis for a three-pointer. That's way off the mark. Rebound in the corner. And Copeland and Fitz. Ash will inbound in the backcourt to Nivens. Back to Ash, back to Nivens. In the backcourt against Harris. Nivens, wing off to Clark. Clark to Graves. Graves wants to drive on DeMille Davis. Back off to Tolson. Here's Clark in the paint. Way back out to Nivens. Nothing was there, so Rockbridge pulls it out. Nivens off to Clark. Clark over to Ash. Nivens down low to Andrew, and Andrew is in the ball game and a freshman for Coach Jim Scanlon. Here's Ash down low, a shot put up, no good. Rebound stripped away by Copeland. And here comes DeMille Davis back for the Owls against Graves. Davis goes all the way down the paint, lays it off to Copeland, lays it up and in. Beautiful move by DeMille Davis. And Copeland gets his first two. We're tied at 38. Here's Clark going down, missed it. Rebound by Copeland, off to DeMille Davis. The Owls have a 4-on-3 if they hurry. Davis off to Harris, but DeMille won't. And Wydell Harris are out of the game. Still tied at 38 with 2:20 left to play in this third quarter. DeMille Davis against Graves. Now with the basketball is Corey Hayes. Hayes off to Clark, to Ash, top of the circle, over to Graves. Graves looks inside, gets around Davis, goes baseline, back off for a jumper, blocked away by Harper. Kelly leads the break to Leandra Davis. Davis goes in, laid up, left hand, no good. Rebound, batted out of there, and recovered by Rockbridge. Here comes Ash in a 2-on-1. Ash with Graves, lays it up, left hand, no good. Rebound followed in by Royce Stimmons. Rockbridge regains the lead, 40-38. A minute and a half left to play in the third quarter. In the corner, Abney. Abney goes baseline around Graves, lays it up and in off the glass. Joe at 14. Long lead pass for Clark. He couldn't save it. Copeland gets it into Brock. Brock to the forecourt off to Abney. Abney against Tolson. A pair of 44s matched up. Abney, top of the circle, dribbling the basketball, looking for a cutter inside. Abney wants a lane clear to the bucket with the left hand on the dribble. Now gives up the dribble, gives it up to Brock, top of the circle. Inside a minute left to play in this third quarter. We're tied at 40. Abney rolls in right side, puts it up, foul call, and took the lead. Now the Owls trying to regain the lead. Abney hits the first one. Abney, the second free throw, good. Joe is 5 of 5 from the line. Back comes Corey Hayes with it. Hayes to Ash, top of the circle, wing left side, Tyler. Top of the circle, Nivens, 35 seconds. Wouldn't be surprised to see Rockbridge work for one, although that's not what it looks like they're going to do. Ash for a three-pointer, that's no good. Rebound tipped out of there. Hayes gets it, then throws the ball into the Rockbridge bench area, but it's picked up by Ash. Over to Nivens, top of the circle. Back to Ash. Owls are in a zone here. There's Ash. Over to Nivens. Nivens off to Hayes. 10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Cross court Ash. He'll take the jumper from the side of the lane. No good. Rebound. Copeland tipped it. Kept it alive to Ewart. But then Tyler gets it back and lays it up and in. And that ends the third quarter. With 8 minutes left to go. Marshall 42. Rockbridge 42. We'll take a break. Be right back. Tied at 42. Here's Leandra Davis for a three-pointer. He missed it. The Owls have not been able to hit the three-pointers tonight. Back with it, Hayes. In the corner, Nivens. Back off to Hayes, to Ash, top of the circle. Over to Tolson. They get it back off to Hayes, to Nivens. Rockbridge guards don't shoot a whole lot. Try and work the ball inside. Here's Ash. He'll shoot from outside again. Hits another three. Ash has got 15 points. Here's Leandra Davis. He shoots a three over Ash and missed it. Rebound coming out of there with it. The Rockbridge's Tolson. Up to Hayes. Hayes off to Nivens. Goes inside. Lay it up. No good. Rebound by Harper off to DeMille Davis. Davis. Pass to Leandra Davis. He almost lost it. Now goes baseline. Down low to Harper. He puts it up and missed it. Rebound to DeMille Davis. Good. And Leandra Davis is lane. And comes out of the ball game. Wydell Harris is back in. And here's Nivens for Rockbridge against DeMille Davis to the forecourt. Nivens on the dribble, off the tire over to Ash. Over to Nivens. Nivens against DeMille Davis. And the foul does so to Nivens. Off to Graves. Graves in the corner to Ash. He's had the hot hand. Here's Tyre against Stewart. Off to Ash. Shoots a three over Abney out of the corner. Missed it. Rebound by Harper. Off to DeMille Davis. Davis with the basketball to Abney. Abney a bomb from way out. That's no good. Rebound. Harris saves it. Inbounds to Ewart. Off to DeMille Davis. Some good work by Ewart inside and Wydell Harris. Davis off to Abney against Graves. Over to DeMille Davis. Davis in the corner around Nivens. Goes in the paint. Throws up a floater. Count the bucket. Simmons and Tolson with 6 points comes out. The Owls now have 5 team fouls. Here's Nivens to the forecourt in a hurry. Nivens backs it off now once he reaches the three-point line. Off to Tyre in the corner, back off to Nivens. 5:40 left to play in the fourth quarter. Marshall by 1. Nivens spins on DeMille Davis into the paint, puts it up right hand, no good. Rebound by Tyre in the lane. Back off to Nivens for a jumper from 17. That's short. Rebound Telly Harper. Off to DeMille Davis. Davis to the forecourt for the Owls. Back off to Abney. Abney spins on Graves into the paint, goes it up, good. That's how Abney's going to have to get his points tonight. They're not going to give him those threes. Joe's been able to score, though, on the inside. Marshall by 3, coming up on 5 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. Nivens in the corner to Tyre. Tyre looks inside, now back out top to Nivens. Nivens in the corner to Graves. Graves against Wydell Harris. Now Abney picks him up after Harris got picked off by an Ash screen. Here's Tyre along the foul line, back to Nivens. Nivens to Tyre. Over to Stemmons, and he kicks it back outside to Graves. Graves takes a look at the Rockbridge bench and gets some instructions from Coach Jim Stanley. Here's Harris and a whistle. And Stemmons gets it inbound to Ash, shoots a three out of the corner. It's no good, but Leandra Davis picks up the foul. We still got 4:33 left to play in the ball game, or at least in the fourth quarter. Ash's first free throw is good. This Rockbridge ball club can shoot free throws. Ash will have one more. He's really been the big man in this game for Rockbridge offensively. He's got 17 points. There's Abney in the backcourt, up to DeMille Davis. Davis spins his way to the forecourt against that Rockbridge press, which they threw up after the foul shots. Here's Telly Harper battling down low for the ball. Ball's on the floor. Him and Tyre get tied up. And the possession arrow is wheels spinning in both coaches' heads. For the Owls' point of view, they're one foul from being over the limit, which means if Rockbridge gets the lead, they're going to play keep it. Abney gets it into Leandra Davis. Off to DeMille Davis. Rockbridge in a man-to-man. DeMille Davis. Now Skylar Graves. Abney gets the ball against Graves. Abney backs him in. Down low to Harper. Telly shoots over Tyre. Missed it. Rebound down low. Taken out of there by Stemmons. Off to Ash. Into Graves. 4 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Nivens in the corner. Nivens out high against DeMille Davis. One more foul and Rockbridge goes to the line. Here's Tyre. They wing it around to Nivens. Down inside Ash. we're going to have a 1-and-1 time for the Rockbridge sophomore. Good. Game is tied at 48. Second one on the way. Good again. 49-48. Bruins lead the Owls here with 3:40 left to play in the fourth quarter. DeMille Davis between the two circles. Around an Abney screen. Goes in the paint. Down low to Harper. Tully lays it up. They won't count the bucket at Fulton. Free throw by Tyre. In and out, no good. Rebound by Harper. Harper leads the break to Davis and a foul. 8 lead. Now we have to get the line to shoot the technical. 2-point Rockbridge lead. No had the ball, and they're going to put it in the freezer. Ash missed it and gives it up to Nivens. Off to Graves. Graves out high against Abney. Off to Ash. Here's Stemmons with it. He goes in the lane, throws it up. Shot rejected by Harper. Inbounding the ball is Ash. Out to Nivens to Graves. Over to Ash. 3:10 left to play in the ball game. Nivens in the corner to Graves. Holds it on his hip and gives it out to Nivens. Now they're going to make the Owls chase. Here's Tyre. And then work a backdoor cut or something if they can. Here's Graves around Abney. Foul call. Graves at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. He missed it. Rebound by Harper. And then Harper almost threw the ball right into the hands of Graves. Back comes Abney to the forecourt. He was tripped up, lost the basketball, and Rockbridge has it right back. Abney was being chased from behind, lost his footing. Here's Nivens going in, throwing one up, no good. Coach Jim Scanlon can't be happy about that. And back comes DeMille Davis. Davis for the Owls. League goes in, leaves it up, right hand, good. What a move by DeMille Davis to the hole. We're tied at 50. In the backcourt, Ash back off the Nivens. 2:15 left to play. Here is Ash going down, lays it up. Offensive foul against Brian Ash. Kelly Harper got run over. This time Ash. Abney and Leandra Davis are both playing with 4 fouls. Here's Davis, Leandra Davis against Stemmons. Off to DeMille. DeMille spins in the lane, puts it up over Ash, no good. Rebound, Ewing, good. Brad Ewing picked a great time to get his first bucket of the game. Back comes Graves to Stemmons. Stemmons kicks it back out to Nivens. The Owls regain the lead, 1:40 left. Nivens, steal, stolen away by Abney. Abney goes in, lays it up, good. Abney with the steal and the deuce. 54-50 with 1:25 left, and Coach Jim run it down and lay it up and in. 54-50 our score. We'll take a break, be right back. Here's Graves off the Nivens. Nivens over to Ash. Ash against Leandra Davis. Leandra and Abney both are playing with 4 fouls. Here's Graves over to Stemmons. This Rockbridge Ball Club won't panic. They're too well coached for that. Here's Nivens off to Ash. Still a lot of time left. Here's Graves. Graves at the top of the circle. The Owls have to recognize, though, that they don't have to foul here. This play good D. Ash for a 3-pointer. It's short. Rebound, though, in the lane by Stemmons. And a foul going to be called against DeMille. Stemmons hits the first one. Well, you from Glasgow. Yellow Jackets playing for their lives at home against Harrisburg. They lead 53-52. Stemmons puts it up lefty, missed it. Rebound by Harper. Harper then is hounded from behind, gets out of there with DeMille Davis. And Davis is for foul. Let's see who they want to go after. Davis is fouled in the backcourt. DeMille with 16 points on the night. Free throw, good. Second one on the way, good. Davis sinks them both. Easy as you please, and back comes Rockbridge down by 5 with 40 seconds left. Ash to Nivens for a 3. That's no good. Rebound in the lane. Stemmons, that's short. Rebound volleyball up. Harper comes out of the pack with it for the Owls. Harper is fouled in the back for a 1-and-1. And he'll be there when we come back. You're listening to your sports leader in mid-Missouri, KMMO. Free throw by Telly. Good. Second free throw by Telly. Swish. Harper hits them both. The Owls have hit 4 free throws here down the stretch. Here's Ash for a three-pointer over Leandra. Oh, it goes in off the glass. What a big shot. Rockbridge fouls if the Owls get it in. Hewitt runs the baseline, gets it into Abney. Abney is hit in the face by Gray. Abney in and out, no good, missed it. Rebound taken out there by Stemmons. The tire, 18 seconds left to play in the game. Ash for a three-pointer out of the corner, no good this time. Rebound, Hewitt had it, and then knocked the ball off of Gray. 12 seconds left, Marshall up by 4. Ewart gets it into Abney in the backcourt to Harper. Harper lead pass to DeMille Davis, who'll hold it on his hip. 7 seconds left to play in the game. Down to Davis at the line. Free throw, good. Davis, Rockbridge inbounds. Here's Nivens, 2 seconds. A three-point try is no good. Rebound by Harper. That's the ball game. And the Owls were able to play toe-to-toe with the Bruins on this court and win it 60-50.